Catch Texas in Color every Wednesday morning at 11 a.m. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. All right, good afternoon, everybody. And it is a pleasant afternoon, at least here in San Antonio, almost 60 degrees outside. And things are heating up with the March 3rd election time, primary election coming up. And I am delighted to have Brandy L. Byrd right here with us today. Good afternoon, young lady.
Good afternoon. How are you doing today, Ronald?
I am doing good. And yourself?
I'm doing well. I can't complain.
Oh, so we're just going to jump right into the questions then.
Okay, okay.
So since you have nothing to complain
I
about,
got
we're going to,
answers.
oh, that's what I want to hear. So what is your specific reason for running for county chair, and what problems are you trying to solve first?
So the reason that I'm running for Bell County Democratic chair is because we do not have a strong Democratic base. We're almost really not in existence, and it's been a lot of dysfunction. So I want to bring stability. And then the biggest thing is really getting people out to vote because voter apathy here is real. So organizing us, providing that strong leadership, but not like, but also getting people out to vote and how important it is to vote.
Okay. So what does success look like after your first 90 days and first year as chair?
So the first 90 days is me coming in again, stabilizing us because the last Democratic chair, she didn't complete her term, and now right now we have an interim chair. So it's a lot of instability, and so providing that leadership and stability and letting everybody know that hey, I'm actually a really great leader, if not outstanding. But not only that, I bleed blue, and I'm here to get the word out that Democrats are here and we're strong, and then we're out here to get the vote out. So providing all that for the Bell County Democratic Bear. I'm sorry, I don't know why I get nervous because I get excited. But providing that for the Democratic Party here.
Okay. So if elected, what are the top three priorities you would execute immediately, and why those first?
Okay, again, providing that stability. Then the next thing is organizing us. We're getting ready to go into like committees. And so getting those committees formed, making sure everybody, when it's a change of leadership, sometimes people leave, making sure they really want to be here. The other thing is precinct chairs. We have 77 precinct chairs and maybe only 18 of them are full. And so going to the towns and doing town halls. So each precinct actually going there, town halls, putting it in the paper like, hey, we need you. We need precinct chairs. Come help us organize and get the vote out because your vote matters. So those three things.
Okay, which leads to this next question. Perfect segue into it. How will you grow precinct level engagement? That's like precinct chairs, block captains, volunteers across Killeen, Temple, Belton, Harkin Heights, and the rural parts of Bell County.
Oh, you did your research. Go ahead, Ronald. Okay, yes, sir. So in Bell County, my plan is because I actually have a plan. So my plan is precinct chairs. We only maybe have I'm gonna say two for sure, but maybe three precinct chairs that actually get out there and knock on doors. I'm actually going with the precinct chair, knocking on the doors, getting them comfortable in their role. And for those that's behind a gated community, that's where the town halls come in. And then providing, letting people know and know that it's actually fun. And then like we're actually here, that Bell County is red, but if everybody came out to vote and was engaging in civics, then we actually would be blue. So actually going with them and doing the work and getting them comfortable so we can not move past just regular trainings. We haven't got past that behind a computer.
Well, the segue to this next question, and we talked about this earlier. They don't know the question I'm going to ask. So
Right.
it's so funny how it falls into play. So, what is your plans to recruit and train precinct chairs in every precinct, and how will you hold that organization accountable?
So precinct chairs are the base of our organization. And with that, DNC, the Democratic National party, they actually give trainings and different things, and also from the state. So those guys always come down, they help, but also have regular trainings with the our local county party, which is me, have regular trainings. So do that, but also go and show them, hey, this is how to actually do it. And then actually go with them and do it and build them up one by one. Let's say, well, I have to take it street by street. We gonna do that.
Okay. So, how will you rebuild, strengthen relationships with local clubs, unions, faith communities, student organizations, and veteran groups?
So with that, Ronald, these are the things that I've been doing out there. I've been with the party for the last 6 years, trying to figure out like, okay, where are we going wrong? Where are we hitting our head at? And where is the stoppage? And with that, when I engage with the community, because I say I am community. When I engage with them, I ask a lot of questions. And one of the things that always come up is connectedness. And so it's like, hey, Brandy, I don't feel connected to anything. Nobody really cares. And when I'm in these organizations, I feel used. And so getting us away from that and engaging authentically, but not only that, I don't want anything from anybody other than for you to be your best self. And so with that, I've been in the schools, in the churches, in the different communities, again, person by person, street by street, organization by organization, and just talking to people and letting them know how much your vote really counts. And I'm gonna go further than that. Voting is money. You're telling your politicians where to put community resources and engage with them, because if they don't engage with you, all they're going to do is put resources where their peer groups say, and that's not right. And so I talk about something about making a 360-degree decision. And with that is that community engagement. I need the yays, nays, neutrals. I can't stand you, all the things in between, so I can make a 360 decision and put things proper and where they need to go.
Okay, let's move on to voter contacts and turnouts.
Mhm.
How will you use data, the van targeting, to increase Democratic performance in Bell County precincts by precincts?
Yes, sir. So one of the things that some of our software does is that it gives us data and it tells us who's voting as Democrat, and actually going out collecting that data, because we have a software system, getting that data and calling, knocking. They say like 7 touches, and touches is actually some like me communicating with you some type of way. And so doing that 7 times, so taking that data that's provided to us by the state and going out and calling, postcards, in the newspaper, just all things media, and actually getting off your butt and knocking on doors. Like, hey, where you at? Oh, yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Okay. So
Yes,
then,
sir.
how will you engage new voters and infrequent voters, especially young adults, renters, and working families?
Yes, sir. You go where the people are. You go where the people are. Even if I have to go in a trap house like an old church lady, we're going. And so, with that, young people, one of the things in the schools, it's a law that says principals twice a year have to register schools. Well, seniors. They have to do that by law. And so, going to the schools it is bipartisan, and engaging again with the district and say, hey, we want to partner with you guys and do voter registration. Those that don't care to vote, I everybody speaks money. That's why my is green, because money, and then they pay attention to that and just what it's costing you, letting people know what it's really costing you when you're apathetic to voting. But not only that, we have our seniors that need help going in those nursing homes, talking to them, and then not just once or when it's time to vote, all the time. We need that constant engagement with the community and letting them know, hey, when you vote and you research your voters or who you're voting for, when you do that, you make better decisions for your family and the community. And also provide an education component in there. And so when I say that, most people don't know civics. They don't even know where the money starts in the where you live at, which is the county commissioner, county, with the commissioner's court there.
Hmm.
But not only that, they don't even know what a precinct chair is or what they do. They they don't know, and then they're scared to ask. I recently went and got some signs made, and one of the ladies, she said, Brandy, and they're conservative. They vote red, which is okay. But I like I said, I connect with people authentically, and they know my intentions is nothing but good. I just want to I want you to make an educated decision. And with that, she was like, Brandy, can you tell me what a precinct chair is? I feel comfortable asking you about that. And then we talked about it, and I asked her some questions, not trying to make her or drive her to be Democratic. I want you to be educated and make a great decision for your family. So let me give you all the tools, all the resources, and you decide on how you want to vote.
Yeah, look at you, and then you can still vote Democrat after I tell you.
Okay, cause when I start pulling bylaws. So when you see the bylaws, this is what we're all about.
Hmm.
That's why I vote blue and why I'm a Democratic, because I like free speech. I want to tell people, hey, this is right, wrong, and different. Your voice is important. I don't want clones or the Republicans,
Yeah,
they're hostages. They can't vote against their party or anything. They kick them jokers out. And
yeah.
so having a voice, and again, it's money and telling people where to put money and resources in your community. I'm not giving my voice away, and I would tell somebody else, please don't give yours either because it's important.
Okay, before we move on to candidates recruitment and support, I gotta throw a couple things in there. First of all, we have a huge voting block out there, which is our youngsters who will be turning 18. Has I'm gonna say it. Both parties have neglected. They think they're too young to do this, but yet they old enough to vote. So you shouldn't neglect what's out there for you. So what I'm getting at, we got kids in high school right now that's eligible to vote in November that is not registered to vote. Because after reading what it says, if let's say the election is, I don't know what it is in November, I'm just going to say, let's say it's November 3rd and your birthday is November 2nd. You could still register to vote and eligible to vote on November 3rd. So how can we get that thought process or get things out there to let the kids know, hey, you are eligible to vote. Even though you're still in high school, legally you turn 18 years old before you graduate. So how can we push that and get the younger votes, get them out here to vote?
Going where they're at, TikTok, Snapchat, those places, actually going to the schools. Not only them, but starting young and practicing voting. But those that can vote immediately, going there and maybe like doing some type of let's practice voting. Let's, again, twice a year you got to go in their schools. Also blowing up media, all forms of media, because here, when I say voter apathy is real, less than the last municipal elections, less than
Mhm.
one, like maybe like 1.5% of the population here voted. It was really bad. And so going to all the places that the kids are and then connecting with them, that's really important. And so this, again, just like how they get their driver's license, do you have your voter registration?
Hmm.
You have to
Yeah.
make it part of being an adult and making them it's it's adult responsibility that's being failed here, and that's just something you just have to do. And one of the things how I get young people's attention is letting them know that everything that you see out here in the world is yours, and you have to tell someone where to put those things and those resources. Again, I always bring it back to money because the kids are money, they're very money focused.
Yeah. The other, see, I'm going off in another direction, but that's okay.
Mhm.
Um, Another thing that people got to realize, especially the youngsters out there, when you vote for election, that doesn't go into effect the very next day. It
No,
takes
it
time.
doesn't.
What you're doing, you're voting for the future. And I don't think everybody understands that. And I listen to some candidates, and they never bring that up. Because if you vote for me today, this is what I could do for you tomorrow and down the line. It's not going to happen instantly. And some people really think, oh, I voted, how come it hasn't happened? It takes time. And that's another part of educating everybody.
Right.
It's just not going to happen right away. It's going to take time. And you know what? Sometimes it takes a couple years for you to get in office to get them things flowing because it's just not instantly because they don't know what you're fighting against.
Right.
They don't
Right.
know that. And I believe a candidate ought to be upfront and let them know, yeah, this is what I'm planning on bringing. And they're going to say how long it's going to take, which is a good question. I don't know how long it's going to take, but this is what I'm going to implement and get it started.
Right. So government is slow. So the higher you get, the slower it takes. I like local government. And the reason why I like local government, you can elect me today and then in 90 days, 90 days to a year, if you like you touch me or you say something like, hey, this is important to me, or why is our roads, if I was a city council member or a county commissioner, well, why are our roads like this? And let's go take a walk and look at it, you some type of engagement, you'll see something within a year. Now when you start talking about state and federal, anywhere from 3 years state to 8 years federal. That's just how it works. And I'm gonna say this, I appreciate that it takes some time because you have to figure it out because those changes are life altering, not just for one person, but for millions.
Yeah.
So it's important, but no, it's not, instant
Okay.
gratification. That it is not that.
Okay. So let's talk about candidate recruitment and support.
Yes, sir.
What office in Bell County needs strong Democratic candidates next, and how will you recruit them?
So, recruiting candidates, most people, when you hear like politician or you're a politician, they start to run. Again, I say I'm taking back that word. And with that, a politician again is someone that hears for like community resource, and you tell the community tells that person where to put those resources, or hey, I'm having problems with this. Can you help me? That you get a lot of that. And so with that, young people, not just young, but older people that have time and anybody in between. If you have an interest, going out finding those people. Hey, I'm interested in leadership. Toastmasters is a great resource too. Letting them know that hey, you can actually be a candidate. That's one of the reasons I actually start running when I ran for tax assessor collector. A woman, she came out, she listed like 26 offices. No one wanted to run, and I was like, yeah,
Hmm.
y'all been here for a minute. Why not? I don't understand why anybody doesn't want, why no one wants to do anything. And I said, you know what? Let me be a catalyst for change. And I picked tax assessor office because I knew I could do that. And when I started doing that, more people start getting involved and those things start happening. Young people going back to that civic engagement and let them know that we need them. Even older people, hey, if you have time, we need people, regular everyday people in these offices again, because we're in a class warfare right now. The millionaires, oligarchs, they're taking all our money. And because we have people in office that's tone deaf and feel like we can just ignore you, we need regular, everyday people that's here to serve. So going out, talking to them, doing speeches, the town halls, the writing the letters in the newspaper, all the different ways that you can engage with people, doing it in totality. Because it won't be any one way or anything or any of the old ways. We have to engage people on every level.
So, how will you support candidates with training, messaging, block walking, phone, text banking, and compliance help?
Right. So yes, sir. So being a candidate, I know all how to do all those things. So actually sitting, matter of fact, let me go back. I did a lot of first here in this party, and one of them is starting a candidate incubator, creating a safe space where they could go and say, hey, I don't understand this, or I need this, and get linking them up with resources that could help them until they feel comfortable going out there on their own and doing that. So that's one way. Another way is again modeling. Hey, let's go in. You're interested in being a candidate? Come on in. Let me show you. some things I learned, or where you at, or where you need help, but providing that support and linking them up with the state and national party and different resources that's out there, because it's a lot of PAC money. Not only PAC, it's a lot of different organizations that want to help turn the different counties blue, but linking them up with those resources.
Yeah. Now,
And let me say that making it safe for them to open up and say, hey, I don't understand this, or I need help in this area, and not embarrassing them or making them feel less than.
you said a key word right there, because some people won't open their mouth and ask anything because they feel that you're gonna get on them for not knowing it. Well, how you
No.
gonna know it if you don't ask?
Or you never did it before. Like,
Yeah, brand new
yeah,
to you.
I expect for you not to know.
Now, this next question, the reason why I'm gonna ask this next question, at least here in Bexar County, on the Democratic sample ballot, is 4 pages.
Hmm.
Republican sample ballot is 3 pages. And the question I want to address, how will you ensure down ballot candidates are not ignored when the attention goes to the top of the ticket? And that is good, because if you got to read all those who's on the ballot, you got 4 pages, you sort of get tired and start checking anything. So
Right.
how can we ensure they're not ignored?
Right. So one of the things about now propositions, remember the propositions that just came out
Mm-hmm.
recently back in November? That
Yeah.
was a lot, and it was like 17. And so with that, I started doing classes and then putting it online, like, hey, this is what this means, and breaking it down in regular everyday language and doing the research for people and giving it to them. Just recently, the sample ballots came out for Bell County. I went to one of the local VFWs and actually sat with them and talked about the different candidates and having them, Democratic, of course, and having them actually do research. Hey, we have these two candidates. What are you pulling up their platform? This is what this one says. This is what this one says. How do you feel about that? And then just going into those spaces and places and explaining and giving regular everyday language to the common person, the everyday person. Again, community engagement. That's where it's at.
All right, let's jump on to everybody's favorite subject, fundraising and finances.
We like
Yeah. So,
money.
so what is your fundraising plan? Monthly donors, events, major donors, and what is your 12-month dollar goal?
So with fundraising is always an ongoing event, and is so important and is vital to the life of the organization. So with that, I'm gonna have 3 to 4 events every year, and in those events, again, it has to be fun. We don't want any boring stuff that's gonna put us to sleep. We have to do it on different levels because everybody should be part of that civic process. And with that, going back to, one thing, one person has suggested like Legos, like having the community come in, the Lego builders, and actually build Legos, and having the kids and do a whole judging thing, and having money paid out for that. Bingo still works. You know, classes, doing classes with like lunch and learns, doing things like that, but ongoing fundraising in different ways because again, we need a lot of money, but also pack money. I was doing some research for on the other side, seeing how they get all their money. We don't have a pack here to give money to candidates directly. The county cannot give money to candidates directly. We can host a fundraiser and host an event for you, but other than that, that's it. And so, how do we get money to candidates with PAC? Is political action community. And so that's one of the things that I'm going to establish when I become chair because that's really important. I want to see all the cabinet uh, candidates have their picture on the billboards going down 35.
Mm.
And it's like $5,000 a piece. And so we want money so we can have good competition against Republicans. And that's one of the things is that if you people complain about Democrats and all these other things, but have you given? Because we live in a capitalist society. All that stuff costs. Most Democrats aren't rich. They come grassroots. And
Yeah.
so how one way you support is by giving money and letting people know that's very important, even if you give $1.
You just said something here. Um, the commercials you see nowadays on television are all Republicans because they have the money.
Right,
And
right,
that's what you see. You hit something good right there because they're doing it early. They're make sure you're getting out there. They're doing this. And for people just running for school board or just running for council and city council in small cities,
right,
they don't establish, they don't have those funds to do things like that. But they
right.
do have Texas in color.
That's
They
right. That's
they could
right. Yep, that's right.
they could always come on here, and boom, there it is. And then I send them the copy, and they could use that any way they want for the campaign. So
Right.
uh, we just don't have to worry about. I know the big buck donors, but everything's happen local, so you got to start locally.
Grassroots work. Grassroots, I mentioned old fashioned church lady.
Yeah.
That church lady be everywhere. Everybody knocking on doors. Hey, and then again we have one of our precinct judges and Greg Judge Johnson. He's like everywhere. And he like 3, 4 events. I don't know how he do it, honestly, because he's on call as a precinct judge. And so with that, take that's something to emanate is to go around these different events and goodwill. One of the things that a Democratic chair does is provide goodwill for the community. And so that feel good, again, it has to be authentic. And so that feel good and being like community relations. That's really what it is. Whole hat, community relations. So that's really important. And letting them know I'm not here to use you. I'm here to educate and empower you.
So, how important is it to ensure transparency and trust in the party finances?
It's it people, man. I'm so happy you asked me that. I had to audit the county at one point, and couple of months, well, not even months, like 2, 3 years ago. And so with that, with auditing, people don't give it. They don't trust that you're gonna do right with the money. They don't. Like they close up their purse, like, no, ma'am, I don't support you because I just see my money being wasted and I don't understand what it is you're doing or why you're doing that. And one of the things is return on investments. That's big. They want their returns for their money. They do. Everybody does.
Yeah.
Progression, growth. Yeah, they want to see that. And I'm here to provide it. I'm here.
So, if resources are limited, what do you fund first? Field communication or candidate support, and why?
Field communication because our power is in the people. And so we need to, nothing, the easiest thing to do is get out on your 2 legs and walk house to house and knock on doors and let them know that you're here. So old fashioned again, block walking. And then little bitty cards. Hey, Democratic chair. Hey, I'm your precinct chair. I'm here. We have meetings on this day. Come on, you want that street fix? We got to organize. We got to get more people in there so we can have a big, strong voting base because that gets people's attention, especially politicians. They get excited about that. Oh, there's 100 people over there and they're organized. Oh, I want to go talk to them because they're doing something. If you don't vote and you don't organize, nobody will take you seriously. And you'll be a toss away people, and we don't want that for anybody.
Okay, let's move on to communication and messaging.
Mhm.
Okay, what is your plans to improve the party public presence, social media, email, local press, community events?
Okay, so some of my friends that's out there, they're in media. They're like, "Hey, Brandy, come on, I'll help you make some commercials and help build up that Democratic base because we like you and we know you not like them." That's what they say. And that, like again, I'm very authentic and I'm real in what I'm giving and what I'm saying and what I'm doing. I'm just not giving just, words and make you feel good. No, it's some action behind that. So going to the different media places, using like yourself, you know, um, radio, newspapers, because some people still read newspapers, Facebook, all the different places. We have to fill all that stuff up with hope, letting them know we have hope. Hope is not gone, and that everybody has a future for tomorrow. You're here, you're living, breathing, you matter. And letting them know, like, hey, you don't have to put up with that stuff. You have choice. And it is something you can do. But feeling the airwaves, the spaces, the screens, with that message, with positivity, and then stability. Like, you have a home with us. So come on.
Yeah.
And how I told my teenager one time, hey, come on over to the light. You gonna get tired of that. Ain't it's no life in that. Come on over here.
Which brings me to this question. How you will you respond to misinformation quickly without being trapped in a constant reaction mode?
So, well, recently, I don't know if you saw it, but Colin Allred, Tallarico, and Jasmine Crockett, they not all of well, not Jasmine. She wasn't in. She was a subject. So Colin gave support to Jasmine Crockett, and he said, I'm not going to repeat what he said, but essentially he said Tallarico said some stuff about him, so he giving his support for Jasmine. And so Tallarico, he came. They're two good candidates, Jasmine and Tallarico, but he came and he did it with so much grace and class. He cleared all that up and he said, you know what, my words were misconstrued. Here's what I said. Here's my intention behind it. And Colin, you have my respect. That's it, our truth. Truth tellers. Most people don't like the truth, but doing it with grace and honor so we can respect people. Because people are tired of that infighting and all that negativity and all that toxicity. Because we want to get down to the issues. Why we this close to not having clean drinking water? Or not only that, we may not have any drinking water, not much less clean, or the air pollution, or the different things that we're encountering, or AI. We don't have any policies on AI. They're trying to lock us out for 10 years, or trafficking, or all those different things. We want to be able to address those, but if we're infighting and doing all that, that's a big turnout for young people. They don't want to be parts of any of that. So
Mhm.
staying on topic.
I'm not going to ask my next question because you already answered it. Let me
What
tell you,
was it? What was it? What you was gonna say?
I was going to say, how will you unify different wings of the party and reduce internal friction while keeping people engaged? You
Well,
pretty
one
well, yeah,
No, well,
you,
I do, but I do have an answer for that though.
okay.
Even more in depth. When I'm very intentional about what I do, I am a Democratic true blue, and so it hurts my heart to see the voter apathy. But not only that, that our party is at a standstill, and so with that, I've been with the party doing heavy lifting for 6 years. So doing being in all those spaces and the different parties. And when I say that, we have well, Bell County Texas Democratic Women, we have the Bell County Coalition, and then we have other subgroups that are Democrats. But I've been working in each of the groups to figure out why we're at a stoppage and how we can unify us and giving those messages and working together. Having all the different presidents come together and having meetings because we're family and we're
Hmm.
together. We ain't going nowhere. And this ain't no bad marriage. So and so working together. So definitely, I've been very intentional about that. And again, doing the heavy lifting that most people don't want to do.
Okay. So, what part of your background best prepare you to manage budget, people, and operations as chair?
Yes, sir. So I have 33 years in finance and accounting. And so with that, I get the good and the bad. And most people are like, hey, I need help. I need this. Where's my money? Blah, blah, blah. So I get all that part, looking for money. And why I say that is because I'm able to have difficult conversations, or people may be mad or enraged, or all these different things. Being able to work with people that are difficult. But not only that, having a finance and accounting background, I understand where the money originates and how to actually get it, and employ people to help me. Because somebody, and I'm gonna just say this is just how it is, because I am African American, they may not want to work with me, but that's all right. My Caucasian brother over here, he got you. So that's part of it. And again, engaging people in different ways. And essentially, as a chair, I am an operations manager. So money, relations, but not only that, execution. Again, I've been working hard within the party. Some of my people that I'm competing against, again, they just came on board. No, I've been working on this and trying to figure out how to do it. Not just like, some Johnny come lately, or somebody that's just there for social present or hobbies. No, we're here to do work. And not only that, not to say it, but actually do it and model it. So no be do. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
One last question for you. Why should Democrats in Bell County trust you with this role?
Yes, sir. One of the reasons they should trust me with this role is because I only want to see our party posture, be well, I can't even say the word. But essentially, be a strong Democratic Party. I want to see that, and it hurts my heart to see us at the point that we're at now. And so the only way that we can go is up. And so again, I haven't just started, or I'm not ego based, so I'm not here for clout. I'm here to do work and to get people empowered and growing as Democrats. One of the things that we have encountered is stonewalling. And so not giving you've been in a party like 50 years, and you're not passing on knowledge that you know to the younger people. So empowering, educating, growth, providing that safe space, fundraising, doing all those things that we've been wanting to see our party chair do. And I'm here to do that. And so that's why they should vote for me. And that's why I hope they install their trust with me. Because man, I want us to dominate this area. Yes, when they say Democrat, I want people to just start smiling like, man, I got a story for you. You ready?
Go for it.
Okay, so when I first started in this area, one of the things is my kids were older and I was just drinking lemonade, strolling through Facebook. I had free time. And so with that, one of the ladies that I was then friends with, she was a politician, said, "Hey, I need help at the polls." And it went like it sounded like begging. I'm like, man, my friend is in distress. I'm not doing that. Let me go help her. She didn't know my superpower was being a poll greeter, interacting and connecting with the community. And so when I got out there to the poll, what poll greeter looks like, hey, good morning. Welcome to the polls. Thank you for voting. And I have a very booming voice. And it feels so good and it's so great. And to the Republicans, man, they was like, man, and they said this very loudly. Man, this is some good stuff. We want to do that too. And so they started instituting that. And so again, that connectedness and that goodness and that wholeness. Like, yeah, come on to the Democratic Party. We only got good stuff for you. So
Okay.
yes, that's what we want.
I got to ask you this one question that I'm going to let you
Yes, sir.
close what you want to close with. So when this election take place on March 3rd, there
Yes,
is
sir.
no, if to my knowledge, there is no runoff, there is nothing. Once this take place March 3rd, there's no election in November for county
Correct.
chair,
That's
right?
it.
Okay.
That's right.
All
If
right.
it's no, well, we have three people running, so more than likely, unless it's a blowout, it may be a runoff, which I'm here for because I like the democratic processes and to show people how it plays out and what healthy politician or politicking look like. And like, although they are my adversaries, we remember I told you we're married, we're
Mm-hmm.
together. And so with that, I look forward to hopefully win it on March 3rd. But I'm here for for a runoff at the, at the end. So
So is
yeah,
it you gotta have 50% of the vote?
51.
51.
At
And
least
here,
51. Unless if it's a three-way, then if I get the majority of the vote, then I'll be chair. But yeah, if it's close, then we're going to runoff.
okay, okay. So in closing, I'm gonna leave it up to you. You can say what you need to say. How can people help you, support you, and all that good stuff?
Okay, so running for chair, I learned a lot in this position, and so needing support, needing encouragement, and with that, you can donate to me by going to Byrd BYRD for bail.com and clicking on that donate button, or you can go to Act Blue and type in Brandy LL Byrd BYRD, or you could just call me because everything isn't money. So you can call me on my phone. I answer my phone, 254-818-8252, and call me. Like, hey, Brandy, I encourage you, support you, love on me. Give me like, hey, tell me what you want out of your party chair. All those things. But money, support, encouragement, birdforbill.com, because I got some for Bell County that's great. And I'm here for it.
All right, Brandy, I appreciate you taking this time to talk with us, and I'm looking forward to talking with you on March 3rd around 8 or 9 p.m.
Okay.
because I
Look, I
want
got
that
my pen.
phone I want that phone call so you can let me know how you did so I can pass it along.
Okay, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Because not just for my county, I have in all the different other Democrat spaces. Like I said, I have not just words. I got the solution and the execution for a plan. So I got it.
Oh,
Yes,
well,
sir. So vote Bird for Bell.
there you go. All right, you take care and thank you for taking time out. We will talk to you later.
Yes, sir.
All right. Everybody, that was Brandy LL Byrd here on Texas in Color. We appreciate everybody tuning in, and we'll catch everybody down the line. Thank you for watching Texas in Color. Please tune in every Wednesday at 11 a.m. And please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification button so you'll be notified each and every time we go on live.